The government doesn't want you to know these exist. Companies are quietly pulling them off mainstream shelves. And millions of people are carrying them every single day completely legally, but who knows they are also being used illegally. These aren't weapons. These aren't toys. These are the most powerful, most overlooked everyday carry gadgets buried deep inside the internet. And today, we're counting down every single one so that you might think twice before buying these. Voyager Knife. This is where most people start their EDC journey, and it ruins every other knife for them. The Voyager is a folding tactical knife built for one-handed deployment with a blade geometry that slices cleaner than knives costing 3 times as much. Designed for outdoor use, utility work, and sport cutting, it's the kind of tool that once it's in your pocket, never comes out when used responsibly and in compliance with local laws. But this next one isn't even a knife. CRKT Williams Tactical Pen. Most people think this is just a pen. It is not just a pen. The CRKT Williams is a precision-machined aerospace-grade writing instrument that doubles as a glass breaker and a pressure point self-defense tool for emergency situations. It passes through most security checks without a second glance, and it writes incredibly smoothly, which is honestly the most suspicious part. Now this is where things get interesting. Wuben Gecko E61. You'd expect a pocket flashlight to be weak. It is not weak. The Wuben Gecko E61 pumps out an insane number of lumens from a body small enough to clip onto a keychain with a rechargeable battery that lasts long enough for overnight outdoor use. This is the kind of light that makes a tactical professional stop and ask questions, a silent advantage hiding in plain sight. Maxace Knife Capsule. Most people have no idea this exists, and when they find out, they can't believe it's real. The Maxace capsule is a micro-storage tube precision machined from titanium that holds emergency supplies, pills, fire starters, SIM cards, anything critical, completely waterproof and shockproof. It's the size of your thumb and built to outlast everything in your bag. And here's the crazy part. Victorinox Swiss Champ. This is where most people get it wrong. They call it a tourist knife. The Swiss Champ is a 33-tool multi-tool powerhouse that has been used by mountaineers, field surgeons, and special forces support personnel worldwide. It's the EDC equivalent of carrying a full workshop in your pocket compact, legal everywhere, and quietly one of the most capable tools ever manufactured. The build quality is Swiss manufactured to tolerances so tight that units made 30 years ago still operate like new today. This is not a novelty. This is not a souvenir. MagFlash 2-in-1 cable. This looks simply, but it's seriously powerful. The MagFlash is a magnetic fast-charging cable that doubles as an emergency LED flashlight, fully functional at both ends simultaneously. It's the kind of product that makes you wonder why no one thought of this sooner, and once you use it, standard cables feel prehistoric. The braided cable construction is reinforced to a pull strength that laughs at the flimsy stock cables that come in the box with every device you've ever owned. It is the kind of product that makes you genuinely angry. It took this long to exist, but this next one, this shouldn't even be legal in some places. Byrna SD Kinetic Launcher. Here's the crazy part, this is 100% legal in most regions and requires 0 firearms licensing. The Byrna SD is a CO2-powered personal security launcher designed for sport and lawful self-defense situations, firing kinetic projectiles at enough velocity to stop a threat without lethal force. It looks like something out of a military supplier's catalog, and technically it kind of is. Just a level of standoff capability that most people assume is completely out of reach without a firearms permit. It looks like something pulled directly from a law enforcement supplier catalog, and in terms of engineering pedigree, it basically was. Pepper spray gel. Everyone thinks standard pepper spray is the move. They're wrong. Gel formula is a completely different class. It sticks on contact, dramatically reduces blowback risk, and has a tighter stream that maintains accuracy at greater distances than aerosol. For lawful personal protection, outdoor recreation, and trail safety, this is the upgrade most people never knew they needed. Now this is where things get serious. Scoutlight Pro. Most people have no idea this exists outside of professional law enforcement circles. The Scoutlight Pro is a weapon-mounted tactical light built for sport shooting and competitive firearms sports, designed with a strobe mode that disorients in pitch-black conditions. The brightness-to-size ratio is frankly absurd, and when used in sanctioned sporting contexts, it's completely untouchable. Here's the crazy part: the next item costs less than a dinner out. Microtech Ultratech. You'd expect a switchblade-style knife to feel cheap. This one does not feel cheap. The Microtech Ultratech is an out-the-front automatic knife machined to aerospace tolerances, with the deployment so fast and smooth it genuinely feels like science fiction. Designed for sport collectors and knife enthusiasts, it's legal in many jurisdictions for adult ownership, and it is absolutely stunning engineering. James Brand Palmer. This is where most people get it wrong. They assume premium EDC means bulky. The Palmer is James Brand's ultra-thin pen and knife combo, precision engineered to disappear into your pocket while still delivering a surgical quality blade and a smooth writing pen in one seamless package. It's the kind of object that makes other people stop and ask, "What is that?" every single time. Nucleus Knife. Most people have no idea this exists. The Nucleus is a collaboration blade engineered with a geometric handle that literally locks to your grip, no slippage, maximum control, built for sport cutting and outdoor utility use. The blade steel is wickedly hard and holds an edge that most production knives can't touch. This shouldn't even be in the same price range as it is. Holds a razor edge through abuse that would wreck lesser knives, and the fit and finish is so tight it feels custom-made. Built for sport cutting, outdoor utility, and serious EDC collectors, this is the knife that makes people question why they ever settled for anything else. Arkflex EDC. This looks like a fidget toy. It is not a fidget toy. The Arkflex is a titanium EDC multi-tool built around a unique flexing spine mechanism that deploys tools with one hand in under a second. Bottle opener, pry bar, ruler, screwdriver, all hidden inside a design so satisfying to handle that people have described it as the most fun tool they've ever owned. Now here's something that will completely reframe your idea of a pocket knife. Civivi Elementum. You'd expect a knife under $60 to feel entry-level. The Civivi Elementum is the single most dangerous value proposition in the EDC market. It runs D2 steel, a blade steel used in premium knives costing 5 times as much, with fit and finish that makes veteran collectors double take. It's the knife that made the whole industry nervous because it proved you don't have to spend a fortune for elite performance. Maxpedition Platy Pocket Organizer. This is where most people get it wrong. They underestimate organizations as a tactical advantage. The Maxpedition Platy is a military-grade slim pocket organizer that turns absolute gear chaos into instant access, every tool, every cable, every card exactly where you left it. Built from the same materials as military loadout gear, it's the silent force multiplier that makes every other item in your carry work better. And here's the crazy part: the next item is straight out of 2040. RayNeo Air 3s Pro. Most people have no idea augmented reality glasses are already this capable. The RayNeo Air 3s Pro projects a full HD virtual display directly into your field of vision navigation, notifications, real-time data without anyone around you seeing a thing. It's the closest consumer product to actual heads-up display technology, and it's available right now, hiding in plain internet commerce. This is not a concept. This is not a prototype. It is shipping right now, buried in the corners of the internet, where most people never look, and it is the clearest preview of how every human being will interact with information within the next decade. Olight Warrior Mini Flashlight. This shouldn't even be this small. The Olight Warrior Mini is a dual-switch tactical flashlight throwing over 15,500 lumens from a body barely longer than a lighter with a proximity sensor that automatically dims to protect close-range vision. It's used by competitive shooters. The power-to-size ratio is genuinely unreasonable. The tail switch handles on and off. The side switch cycles modes, 2 hands never required. It's magnetic charged, strike bezel equipped, and built to a standard that competitive shooters, search and rescue volunteers, and night shift professionals trust when failure is not an option. Olight Open Glow. This looks like a simple clip light. That impression lasts about 30 seconds before you realize what it actually does. The Olight Open Glow is a hands-free wearable lantern that clips anywhere, rotates 360 degrees, and throws ambient light good enough to read, work, or navigate by fully rechargeable, completely silent, and built for outdoor use. It's the EDC item that makes every camping trip feel like you forgot how difficult nights used to be. Civivi Pyrus Mini. You'd expect a mini knife to be a compromise. The Pyrus Mini is not a compromise. It's a scaled-down masterpiece of knife geometry, a full-performance blade in a size so discreet it disappears completely in a front pocket, while still delivering cutting performance that shames full-size budget knives. For sport enthusiasts who want performance without bulk, this is the answer. Now this is where things get serious for a very specific crowd. Real Avid Gun Toolkit. Most people have no idea a field-grade armorer's toolkit exists in this form factor. The Real Avid Gun Tool is a purpose-built multi-tool designed specifically for licensed firearm owners doing their own legal maintenance and sport shooting prep, bits, punches, a torque driver, and a bore light all integrated into one compact package. Gunsmiths charge by the hour. This pays for itself in the first use. Laser Measure. This looks like a TV remote and measures distances to within 1 millimeter accuracy at up to 100 meters instantly. The laser measure has completely replaced tape measures in professional construction, outdoor surveyings, and precision hobbies, and the latest generation fits in a shirt pocket. The crazy part? Most people still don't own one. They're still pulling out a tape like it's 1987. ScytheBlade EDC Knife. This shouldn't even look as aggressive as it does for a legal production knife. The ScytheBlade is designed with a recurved edge geometry that dramatically increases cutting surface contact, slicing through material that straight-edge knives would struggle with. Built for outdoor sport and utility use, it's the knife that looks like a prop from an action film and performs even better than it looks. Push Dagger. Most people have no idea this style of fixed blade even exists in legal commercial form. The Push Dagger, also called a T-handle blade, is designed for maximum grip security in extreme conditions and is used in survivalist sport communities and outdoor emergency preparedness. The handle design makes it almost impossible to lose grip under any real-world stress condition. Legal in many regions for adults. Always check your local laws. EDC Pouch. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think the tools matter more than the system. An elite EDC pouch, purpose-built with modular organization, mole compatibility, and quick-draw access, is what transforms a collection of gadgets into a functioning carry system. The difference between someone who has gear and someone who can deploy it in under 3 seconds is almost always the pouch. Unihertz Jelly 2E. You'd expect a phone this small to be useless. The Jelly 2E runs full Android on a body smaller than a credit card. Real apps, real LTE connectivity, real GPS in something you can hide behind a stamp. It's the backup phone that survivalists, travelers, and privacy-focused users have been quietly running for years. One pocket, zero attention, complete connectivity. Now this is where things get serious. Taser Pulse Plus. This shouldn't be available to civilians, and in some regions it genuinely isn't, so always check local laws before purchasing. The Taser Pulse Plus is the same neuromuscular disruption technology used by law enforcement, miniaturized into a consumer-legal personal safety device for lawful self-defense. It connects to an app, logs deployment data, and gives you 30 full feet of standoff distance. The power behind this device is staggering. Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Most people know the name. Very few understand why this knife has dominated the performance EDC space for over a decade. The Paramilitary 2 runs CPM S30V steel in a compression lock design that is, by measurable metric, one of the strongest folding lock mechanisms ever manufactured, the kind of knife that professional search and rescue teams and competitive cutters reach for when it has to work. It is not flashy. It just performs at a level almost nothing else can touch. Fenix PD35. This is the flashlight that made other flashlight companies rethink their roadmaps. The Fenix PD35 is a dual-switch tactical flashlight with a moonlight mode so dim it won't disturb night vision and a turbo mode bright enough to illuminate a threat at 200 meters. It's been used on search and rescue operations, law enforcement duty gear, and serious outdoor expeditions worldwide. For its size, the beam distance is almost offensive. Defense Spray Launcher. Most people think pepper spray tops out at arm's length. This changes that entirely. The Defense Spray Launcher is a CO2-powered delivery system for OC compound that dramatically extends effective range compared to standard aerosol, used in lawful personal protection and outdoor bear country hiking contexts. It bridges the gap between standard spray and dedicated launchers in a form factor you can actually carry, magpul wallets. You'd expect a wallet to be the least tactical thing on this list. The magpul DACA wallet is made from the same polymer compound used in professional firearm accessories, virtually indestructible, RFID blocking, capable of surviving conditions that would destroy leather in minutes. It holds your life's essential documents in something that weighs almost nothing and looks like it was engineered by a defense contractor, because in a way it was. Now this is where things get really interesting. Lockpick Pros. This shouldn't even be legal in some places and in several regions. It genuinely isn't without a licensed locksmith certification, so always verify your local laws. A professional lockpick set is a precision mechanical engineering toolkit used by licensed locksmiths, competitive sport pickers, and security researchers to understand physical access vulnerabilities. The skill required to use one properly is substantial, and the community around sport lockpicking is massive, legitimate, and fascinating. The knowledge behind this toolkit rewires the way you look at every locked door you will ever walk past for the rest of your life. And that shift in perspective alone is worth more than the tools themselves. Micro Novelty Pocket Tool. And here's the crazy part, the final item on this list is also the smallest, and somehow one of the most useful. Micro Novelty Pocket Tools are credit card-thin stainless steel multi-tools packing bottle openers, rulers, hex wrenches, scrapers, and box cutters into something that fits behind a business card. They cost almost nothing. They're TSA legal in most configurations. And once you've had one in your wallet for a week, you will wonder how you ever survived without it. That's gadgets that most people will never find because they're not looking in the right places. And they don't know what they don't know. And here's the thing that should actually blow your mind. Every single one of these is available right now, completely legally in most jurisdictions, being used by people who simply decided to take their everyday carry seriously. These aren't the most powerful tools the internet is hiding. Not even close. The deeper you go, the more unbelievable it gets.